Today's video will prove that it's clearly not just cats who have 9 lives. Especially in the animal kingdom, any form of weakness, like a genetic defect or disability, could mean the difference between life or death. But with some luck and the occasional helping hand, some of these miraculous animals have managed to survive against all odds. From a 6-legged deer to a lion trapped in a snare for almost 3 years. And if that doesn't sound crazy enough, make sure you stick around for number 1 to meet the unbelievable headless camel. Let's take a look at these survivors. Number 8. The 2-legged cow. This baby cow was born with no front legs and had just about 2 choices: stay put or learn to walk on 2 legs like a regular human being. The bizarre footage of this cow is thought to have been filmed in Indonesia and shows the calf walking around on its hind legs, making it look just about the height of a young teenager. It doesn't quite appear to be in full control of its body and is constantly stumbling around, looking like it's going to fall over any minute. We believe this cow to be one serious survivor, but some social media users have been quick to condemn the video. There have been heartbroken calls requesting the animal be put out of its misery and to sleep. Others have asked why the owner hasn't yet made the animal some kind of sling with wheels. There are no details about how old the cow is or whether it's in pain, but it does look well fed. Number 7. The strong-willed goat. Like our 2-legged cow, this goat was born on just 2 legs, but was determined to teach herself how to walk around and play with her friends. The goat was born with only 2 front legs in December last year on a farm in the Yunnan province of China. The owner said it took her little more than a week after birth to learn how to walk. However, unlike our 2-legged cow, this goat walks on her front legs, which is quite the trick. The animal not only stunned the whole village, but has been dubbed the strong-willed goat by locals, and should serve as an inspiration to us all. Number 6. Copper's fall. They say cats always land on their feet, and on the off chance they don't, they've always got 8 more lives. This 9-year-old puss named Copper actually survived a fall of 14 stories from an apartment building in New York City. As cats often do, Copper managed to squeeze through the narrow window and slipped out of the building into what should have been guaranteed death. Cats are actually pretty prone to falling because they get fixated on chasing after birds or insects. This phenomenon actually has a name known as high-rise syndrome. While the fall could have been the end for a human, animals who receive medical attention immediately after a fall actually have a 90% survival rate. In Copper's case, the cat not only survived the 14-story fall, but got away with just a fractured foot. Looks like they don't need those lives after all. Number 5. Daniel, the miracle dog. This beagle mixed dog named Daniel was scheduled to be put down in a gas chamber at an animal control center in Florence, Alabama. But what happened next shocked all the workers. Along with several other dogs, Daniel was ushered into a stainless steel box roughly the size of a pickup truck's bed, which was then filled with carbon monoxide gas. But while other dogs in the box died, this pup walked out completely unscathed and still wagging his tail. Workers speculate Daniel may have survived thanks to having a cold, which may have resulted in the dog taking shallow breaths. This is also the story of how Daniel got his name, as he was named after the biblical figure who survived the lion's den. Daniel was later taken to 11th Hour Rescue, a non-profit animal organization in New Jersey, and put up for adoption. Before we move on, here's a quick challenge for you. If you can leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications in less than 5 seconds, you will have 10 years of amazing luck. Hurry up and try it. It actually works. Number 4. Undying tardigrades. This isn't a story of survival as much as it is one of immortality. This microscopic critter known as the tardigrade can survive the impossible. Less than 1 millimeter long, they're also called water bears due to their distinctive appearance. But what's crazy about these guys is that they've been able to survive almost anything, anywhere. Tardigrades have been found in extreme environments throughout the world, from scorching deserts to high mountains to the deepest of oceans. A new species of the animal was even discovered in Antarctica. The tardigrades have proven they can survive in freezing environments as well as endure intense pressure, extreme radiation, poison, and dehydration. They've actually been frozen and brought back to life after 3 decades. Tardigrades have even survived the vacuum of outer space. At this point, one must wonder where these little critters are really survivors or just plain immortal. Number 3. Mikumi, the survivor. Meet Mikumi, the Tanzanian National Park lion who got his head caught in a snare and was trapped there for 3 whole years. The young injured lion was spotted at the park in 2009, but officials said the park's massive size and difficult terrain made it impossible to pinpoint the animal. Several unsuccessful efforts were made to rescue him, but the wire snare around his neck became tighter and tighter, creating an infected wound and making the animal incapable of ensuring its own survival. Had the brothers and sisters of his pride not hunted and fed him for 3 years, it would have been the end for Mikumi. Normally, a weakened male lion would be killed, but finally in 2012, a rescue team managed to free the beast from the snare, which had been deeply embedded into the animal's flesh. Mikumi is now regaining weight and his wound is healing. His mane was growing back over his neck and shoulders, and he had rejoined his pride. What a survivor. Number 2. Six-legged deer. If a deer with no eyes is a no-eye deer, what do you call one with 6 legs? What our 2-legged cow and goat seem to have lost, this deer seems to have inherited. This 6-legged creature was discovered after being attacked by 2 dogs in Everett Springs, Georgia, in the US. The fawn seems to have suffered a genetic defect and now has 2 distinctive pelvises and uses 1 leg from each to walk. It also had 2 tails, but one was amputated because of the injuries it suffered during the attack. The dog's owners took the injured deer to the vet, who said the extra limbs are the result of an identical twin that did not fully develop in the womb. Somehow, the deer has a fairly normal gait, although the center legs seem to get in the way. This survivor is likely to be taken to the deer facility at the University of Georgia once it has recovered. It's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber wondering about this headless camel in the desert looking like it's doing just fine. We looked into this headless camel, and here's the story. Number 1. Camouflage. 48-year-old Indian photographer Sanjeev Nijawan was taking pictures of a herd of camels in the Jaisalmer desert with his family when he caught this perfectly timed optical illusion showing this camel standing still while his head was turned the other way. Sanjeev said he saw a herd of camels crossing the road, and at a distance, he saw this camel with its head turned around, making it look like it was completely headless. He said he had around 5 seconds to capture the moment before he pulled his around again, and he managed. Yes, ladies and gents, this picture is the result of purely skilled and not a touch of Photoshop. Alright, so you may have been excited to see a real headless camel. So for you folks who really wanted headless camels to be real, we may have some pretty cool original footage. Check out this rare headless camel sighting at Miami Metro Zoo. See it walking around like nothing's wrong at all? Let's pause it right there for a moment. What do you guys think? Is this another illusion? Or have we really found a camel that's managed to survive without its head? Go ahead, comment your answer below. We'll wait. Okay, are you ready? Let's resume the video. Will you look at that? Looks like camels can't survive without their heads after all, but it seems to be quite the camel trend to fool us into thinking they can. And those were the 8, or should we say 7, incredible animals that survived the impossible. Were you inspired by this list of incredible creatures who've made it through thick and thin? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this awe-inspiring, you should definitely check out 10 mythical creatures that actually exist.